Hello everybody and welcome to this guide and tutorial for the golden shot. Difficulty level is hard. I'm going to give you 9 shots, whereof 7 of them is hole-in-ones. Before we start, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and also visit golfclashtommy.com for more free content when it comes to Golf Clash. Also, go and get your package at patreon.com/golfclashtommy. We do have all from $2 per month website access pass to our ultimate tournament guides and training sessions, which is the best guides on the market. Link to patreon.com/golfclashtommy is in the description down below. Can we get this video up to 1,000 thumbs up? That would be absolutely insane, and I would be very thankful for that. So thank you everyone for hitting thumbs up on this video. So we're going to take a look at the Maple Bay, and this is hole number 3, par 3 of the Maple Bay. It was hole number 8 in the last tournament Northern Open, and in this version we're going to play with the golden long iron every single time. Max plus 20, which is 1.53 per ring. You can also find the VPR table on the right hand side, which obviously is included in the text guide, which you can find in the description down below, but also on the website golfclashtommy.com. But we're gonna get to the website later in this video. So if you do get the hole-in-one, you get the obsidian chest. If you do get a yellow ring, you get amber chest. We do have the red ring, which is the crimson chest. We do have the light blue ring, which is the aqua chest, and then last but not least, it's the cobalt chest for the dark blue ring. If you do have more questions about the golden shot, you press the question mark on the top right to get to the frequently asked questions. If you do experience an error, or you have an issue or something else that you need to talk to someone about, then you press contact us on the top right, and you do send a ticket to the Golf Clash support. So we are going to take a look at the landing position here, and the landing position is going to be the same every single time. I'm going to look for 3 things actually, but putting more focus on 2 of them. First, we do have the top right of the red ring by the rough line, with half of the blue ring inside the rough to the right. Okay, and then we do have the 4th ring just falling down into the sand. Those are the references we are looking for, and it doesn't matter if you do this before the spin added or after the spin is added, because we're not going to look for the ball guideline here, because I do believe that the ball guideline will mess up more than it's going to help if we're going to look for that. And in this video as well, with the guide, I'm going to add a little curl depending on the wind, and we're going to summarize that when looking at the text guide in the end, but you will obviously see that in the videos. So let's go at it, and let's take a look at the 9 holes, and we start with shot number 1. And here we do have more or less a straight headwind. We start with the landing position, top of the red ring by the rough line, with half of the blue ring inside the rough. And then we're going to add 2 bars of side spin all the time. I'm using 1.2 backspin in more or less direct headwind. 7.9 is going to give me 5.2 rings. Adjust my rings, and then it's time to take my shot. And now we're going to add curl, and the curl is going to be with the ball just going into the circle on the right. So it's not going to just be to it cracks. It's going to be, you know, so we go into the left side of the circle part there. We're gonna take a look at that one more, because we're gonna use that curl in more winds. We do have Firefly, we do get Nirvana, and then we do get the Berserker balls. And you know, Berserker balls, that is what we are looking for. You know, that is especially what we're looking for, but obviously if we can get some good cards, that's a super bonus. So straight tailwind here. So red ring by the rough line, blue ring inside rough there, 2 bars backspin and 2 bars side spin to the right. 5.3 gives me 3.5 rings. Adjust the 3.5, and then it's time to take our shot. But first we're gonna add some curl. Once again, we're gonna add the ball, the right side of the ball, to go just inside the ring to the right. Okay, it bounces nicely and it comes in here, but we are just shy short of the curl. Speed wise, absolutely brilliant. So speed is there, and the curl is the one that makes us miss, and that is going to be the issue. If we're gonna classify anything as an issue in this guide, that is when we do use curl, because curl is very difficult to get consistently the same all the time. But I've noticed that even if we are a little bit off with the curl, we do have a lot of room here when it comes to this type of shot. Now, 2 bars of side spin to the right. I'm using 1.8 bars of backspin in wind coming right to left. 7.2 gives us 4.7 rings. And when we have wind coming right to left, look what I do with curl. I do go with the right side of the ball to be halfway through the adjustment ring there to the right. And now it comes in right at pin for a nice hole-in-one. So get some booms in the shots. A good start, obviously, but as I already said, we're gonna see 7 hole-in-ones. So, getting the obsidian chest, we do get Viper, the Claw, we do have the Grizzly, which is a nice drop. We do have Yuck, Kingfisher, and then Rapier, and then we get some Berserker Bolt. Now we do have pretty much the same, like we have the same strength, but not entirely the same direction. But the good part with this, because I actually got these holes back to back, and the good part with this is that we can test now. Because it's one thing to get a hole-in-one with one adjustment, like one time, but it's a different thing if you get it twice or 3 times. That means that it's a consistent and good adjustment. We see we add the curl, and then it's time to take our shot once again. Perfect ball, and we're gonna see the ball bounce as nicely again, and it comes in, and we have perfect speed right at pin for another hole-in-one. And again, now we tested the adjustment, we got a hole-in-one, we tested again. Now we can confirm that this adjustment is solid when it comes to wind coming right to left with a tailwind, which is perfect. Racer, and then Sniper, and then Boomerang. So if you follow the adjustment in this guide, you will see yourself doing hole-in-ones. And have in mind that if you have got the obsidian chest once, you cannot get it twice. Okay, so you do need to, then you get the chest that is after the one. So in that case, the yellow ring that we did get there. 1.5 backspin, 2 bars of side spin to the right when it comes to the wind coming southeast. And 5.7 is going to be 3.7 rings. And when we do have wind coming left to right, here we're going to do the same type of curl as we did when it comes to tailwind. Like we have the right side of the ball to just go inside the ring there to the right. Bounces nicely, and it comes in once again perfect right at pin, and we take it obviously, and we grab another hole-in-one. So the good part as well, you know, with hole-in-ones and to get them is to get them with different type of winds, and that is, you know, really the beauty of it, because it's one thing to get it in one wind, it's a different thing to get it with multiply wins. So we get the Berserker balls, we get the cards, and now, you know, red ring by the rough line, half of the blue ring inside the rough, and then we're gonna add the spin. And here with a wind coming southwest, it's gonna be a little bit trickier as we're going to adjust down to a lower point, which means that we're gonna stick with 1.5 bar of a backspin here with this type of wind. Adjustment for a 6 miles per hour is gonna be 3.9 rings. Now when the wind come right to left, look at the curl. You see, we go halfway through when the wind comes right to left. And we do get the ball to bounce nicely on the fairway, and we get this ball to roll. And once again, we do not hit the pin this time, but we roll in the ball for a nice hole-in-one. Can we just smash some booms in the chat, right? Can't we just do that? Amber chest is there. Horizon, Machete, Sniper, and we do have Goliath. And last but not least, we get some Berserker balls in the end. So now we do have 3 more shots to go, and you know what's gonna happen. Now we do have a different wind. Once again, many different winds for the hole-in-ones. Now we come northeast, okay, with tailwind. The problem we do have with a wind like this is that we're gonna adjust from a lower to a higher point. So here you can see I'm adding 2.1 backspin and 2 bars of side spin to the right. And this is also with a pretty strong wind. 7.4 is a pretty high wind, to be honest. Now curl, as we have wind coming left to right, we have the ball to be just inside the adjustment ring there to the right. And we bounce, and we get the ball to roll very nicely. An absolute brilliant speed, I will have to say. Even though we snuck it in left side cup, it was absolute brilliant speed. and felt really good to get that one with such a high wind and with such a tricky wind when we adjust from a lower to higher point. Made me happy. Hammerhead cards, the Rock, we do have Houdini, and last but not least, some Berserker balls. So now we do have a wind coming right to left. We have had pretty much the same wind before, but this one is with a little bit more crosswind than we have had when we had tailwind and cross. But still, there is a little tailwind with it as well. 1.5 backspin and 2 bars of side spin to the right. And here the tricky part obviously is to find, okay, where do we draw the line if we're going to have 1.5 backspin or 1.8? And that is something you're going to have to judge yourself based on wind strength and based on, you know, angle of the tailwind that we're having. Now we do have a minor tailwind, so and therefore I read it more as a crosswind. I played 1.5. We could have played this one with probably 1.8 as well, and we would have got speed enough to get up to the pin. Another hole-in-one, and as you can see, and the funny part with this account that I played here, I actually got hole-in-one for every chest, which was absolutely ridiculous, to be honest, but we got it. Last but not least, now, favorite wind, northwest, complete northwest wind, 6.9, top of the red ring by the rough line, half of the blue ring inside the rough there to the right, 2 bars of side spin to the right, 1.8 bars backspin. Adjustment for a 6.9 is going to give us 4.5 rings. So we do mark with the top of the ball, we adjust the 4.5 rings, we adjust to the bullseye, and then we're going to go with curl. Have in mind, we have wind coming right to left, so we're going to go halfway through the adjustment ring there to the right with the ball. Bouncing nicely, we love the camera angle, and it comes in once again right at pin. So a lot of hole-in-ones here, but once again the thing that we need to focus on is the hole-in-ones with a different type of winds. So even though we're using curl, I'm trying to give you a simple adjustment with only 2 type of different curls to use, depending on if you have wind coming left to right, straight wind, or wind coming right to left. And now we're going to take a look at the text guide and summarize everything in the end. So first and foremost, this is a lovely text guide made by my friend Tony Richardson. Please go and subscribe to his channel, link in the description down below. The text guide is based purely by my adjustment and my notes, so have that in mind. The best way you could do is to watch the video to get to see some shots, and then also use the text guide when you're playing later. Landing position we do have on the top left, top of the red ring, top of the red by rough, half of the blue ring inside the right rough, clear just into the bunker. Then we do have the curl below that. So when we do have a left to right and straight wind, so if a straight headwind, straight tailwind, or any form of left to right wind, then we're just gonna have the ball to touch the inner wall. So it's gonna be just inside the right side of the circle there, if that makes sense with my Swinglish explanation. When wind is right to left, then we're gonna play with half of the ball into wall. So half of the ball inside, as you can see there on the screenshot, and that is the reference we are going to work with. When it comes to the wind and the spin, when we start with a direct tailwind, we have 2 bars of backspin, 2 bars of side spin to the right. Wind coming left to right, and with a tailwind crosswind, we have 2.1 backspin and 2 right spin. Then you see from right to left tailwind and crosswind, we have 1.8 backspin and 2.0 right side spin. And the reason we have less backspin with that wind angle compared to the other is when we do adjust with a right to left wind, we are going to go from higher to a lower point. When we do adjust from the other side, we go from a lower to a higher point, which means we need to add backspin there to compensate, otherwise we're gonna come in too hot and miss our shot. Direct crosswind, left to right, 2 backspin, 2 right side spin. Direct crosswind coming right to left, same here. We adjust from a higher to a lower point. We need to lower the backspin, 1.5 backspin, 2 bars of right side spin. Now we do have a wind coming left to right with crosswind and headwind, 1.8 backspin, 2 bars of right side spin. When we do have a wind coming right to left in headwind and crosswind, Once again, we adjust from a higher to a lower point. We got 1.2 backspin and 2 bars of right side spin. Then last but not least, in direct headwind, we use 1.2 backspin and 2 bars of side spin to the right. Follow the VPR table on the right hand side to get the correct adjustment if you're not using an application. So in the end, everyone, this was amazing. Hopefully you enjoyed it as well. And please let me know in the comment section below what you got in your chest. Did you get a hole-in-one? Let me know. Also, you can send an email to support@golfclashtommy.com if you have any question. And make sure to hit that thumbs up if you enjoy the guide. Thank you so much for watching, and a massive good luck in the golden shot.